Hello, this is Jaden Max, and welcome to Jaden Max's Minecraftia. You've caught me as I'm getting ready to go on a walkabout. I mentioned in the last episode of this series that I wanted to go around, look at some of the new things in 1.7, see if I can find some of the new biomes as well as some of the new items. For example, since I've started this, let me see. I'm not sure about that music. Let me turn that down just a little more. There we go. Yeah, since I started this world with the 1.7 snapshots where we have the new world generation, but at the very last minute, Mojang snuck in some new trees. So I don't have those new trees in the game just yet. I don't have the acacia saplings or the dark oak saplings. And to tell you the truth, I haven't actually explored too far beyond my little house here, so who knows, it could just be right around the corner, or I may have to go walking for a while. So I'm getting prepared as if I do have to go walking for a bit. So I'm grabbing up some things that I might need. Let's see, a spruce, birch, oak. Okay, just making sure. And seeing if, just going out for a walkabout, seeing if I can find some of the new items. I'm hoping also to kind of do some dungeon diving, maybe, while I'm out, and see if I can get some armor, horse armor and stuff. There's a list of things that I want to get while we're out. I already did some organization to get myself prepared. I think this is all I really need, some cobblestone just in case for climbing and stuff. Matter of fact, let me switch out that cobblestone. I think dirt would be a better option for that rather than cobblestone. Just for climbing and stuff. I got, let me make up another arrow since I got what I need to do that. There we go. Just getting a little bit. I should top off my torches before I get out here too, which means I want to top off the number of sticks I have as well. Let me see, this should, oh, that's not going to quite do it. Oops. There we go. And while we're on our way out, I'm going to tell you some new stuff about the channel, some stuff going on in, around here, around our neck of the woods here, and just kind of get you up to date on some of the stuff that's been going on. Which there is some news, a little bit of news, not a whole lot, but let me see. No, I don't need any more torches. I got all the torches I need for right now. I did want to break that down, add that to the coal I got, and that will do. That will do nicely. And I think I got everything that I'm going to need. Ender pearl and water just in case. They will get me in and out of a ravine pretty quickly if I get myself into trouble. Let me take a bed for sleeping. And I think, oh, matter of fact, you know what? I pulled up that bed, but I think I'm going to want to leave. No, I don't want to leave a bed here, because once I sleep in it out there, it's going to reset my spawn to wherever I sleep at. So, why keep a bed here? Besides, the original spawn point for this map is just right over there, so that's not a big concern. So let's get started. My voice right now is kind of, I just spent the morning with preschool kids. After a long week of working with preschool kids, I just spent the morning with them and with another group of kids, and my voice is gone. Basically, we were just kind of messing around, some free play time, and had a lot of fun, but in a large group, in a small room, just kind of playing around. My voice is already shot from the week, and then this morning it just basically went out. But I think I do have enough voice for this video. Besides, I've been wanting to do this video for a while. What's over here? Can I walk through to the other side here? I see spider eyes. Okay, how about you? Okay. Maybe I should have made me a new sword, because I just realized this one is kind of on its way out. Okay, cool. I thought this went to the other side. And you know what? I think I left at the exact wrong time for this because the sun's starting to go down. I'm going to dig into the side of this mesa. This mesa I've seen before. If you watch this series, you saw when I first discovered it back when they first added mesas to 1.7. When they originally updated the seed generation, I ran out right away to make this map and came out here, found this mesa, and was really excited about it. They've since done some updates. So one of the things I want to get while we're out is red sand, which is an addition to the mesas that I don't have quite yet. I do have a lot of clay, so I'm not going to keep this clay. I'm just going to dig myself in here, put down a bed, and go to sleep. I know I don't have to do all this because once I go to sleep, I'll be right back up. Any monsters around will burn up, but hey, better safe than sorry. So, see you in the morning. Good morning. Time to break out of my little hidey hole here. Oh, creepers already. Okay, yeah. I got a bit of a list of things that I want to grab while I'm out here exploring the world. Uh, One of them is red sand. I want to get an acacia sapling or two. I want to get some dark tree sapling, dark oak saplings. Okay. I want to see if I can find a horse, and even better yet, a donkey, which means I'll also have to go underground and see if I can find either go underground and see if I can find a saddle and maybe some armor if I get a horse. But I also am hoping to come across a desert temple at some point along the lines, because that would have probably saddles and horse armor and that sort of thing, as well as other goodies. I don't have any diamonds yet here, so I'm just kind of. Oh, did I get? I didn't get a compass. I had a compass back in the place I wanted to grab, just to make it easier to get back. Um, I don't want to go back for one. Once you set out on an adventure like this, oh, that's an easy place to get some easy sandstone when I get around to it. Once you start on a road trip like this, I find it's easier just to, you always forget something. And I'm a guy who loves road trips. I get out and drive whenever I can, and there's always something I've forgotten. And so I'm at the frame of, wow, okay, so this is right the edge of where I've been. Oh, this is like what's his Sam Gamgee or whatever his name is from Lord of the Rings. Master Odo, oh, this is as far as I've ever been from the Shire. Oh, oh, what a moment. Okay. Anyway, yeah, this is as far as I've been. So here, not before red sand, after red sand, before red sand, after red sand, and I'm gonna pull. You know what? This is so close. I'm not going to pull up this red sand. I'm going to leave it here. I'll get it when I come back. That would leave some space in my inventory for anything else I want to grab along the way. So it's cool that I've discovered that. A little pocket here anyway of red sand that I can get. And I don't know how I'm going to use that for any building purposes. It is just sand. It just happens to be red. But it's something that I could use creatively. I just got to exercise my imagination. I'm kind of old, but I still got a little bit of that left. Let's see. Moving around. How do I want to go from here? Anyway, while I do this, let me tell you some things about my channel currently. Right now, of course, my family is going through some transition with the baby, as well as some other things that I'm not going to talk about on camera right just yet. But a lot of changes are going on around here, and as a result, I haven't had the time to be on like I did before the baby came, and that's to be expected. The days leading up to the baby being born, I had some time off that I took, so I was basically posting a video a day for a while. Now, I'm never going to be back to that again unless somehow my channel blows up, and please blow up my channel. Unless my channel blows up and somehow I can do this full time. I don't expect that to ever happen. This is interesting. These shapes, that's not as gradual as the rest of these mesas are. Is that? Let me see. This is Mesa Plateau I'm on. Is that? does that go by a different name? Let me get down there and take a look. But this is kind of cool. I'm really liking these new biomes. So, this is just Mesa. So Mesa Plateau, I guess, is the more rounded ones with the flat tops. Mesa is more like this, I guess. That's pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, back to stuff going on. Yeah, transitions. So I have all. I'm still a member of a bunch of servers. I'm on Minecraftia 2.0. I'm on the unnamed server. I'm on Racked, the random active crafting server, as well as Creeperland. And I've been kind of. That is interesting. That's like a natural twin towers there. That's pretty cool. Is that a floating island? This is cool. Let me get down there and take a closer look at this. That looks like a big, tall, floating tower. All of these are floating. This whole thing is floating. What? Now that's weird. That is something with the map generation. I'm not sure if they meant for it to generate like that. But it looks like all of this is generated. Perhaps it generated the mountains and then generated the ocean underneath? I don't know, but that's weird. I got two very tall towers just like floating above the ocean here. And not even in the water, it's floating above the water. That's weird. Anyway, yeah, some things going on my channel, which, you know what? I left all my planks, and I should have realized I would want to make a boat. Oh well. I will not cross the ocean at this point. Let me move down this way, and I'll make a big circle around initially. I don't want to go back until I've at least found a beast of burdens, if you will. I want a horse or a donkey. And the two saplings. I want the dark oak and the acacia sapling. So I don't want to go back to my home until I get those three things: beast of burden, acacia sapling, oak sapling. With all this sand here, I got red sand for days. Oh, and also to get those things, I'm gonna need to find someplace where I can get me a slime because I don't have any lassos. Okay, anyway, back to I'm getting distracted here with all this Mesa terrific stuff going on around here. Um, yeah, going on with the servers. I got all these different servers I'm on, but you notice I've only been uploading content from the Random Active Crafting server recently, and that's because I have a lot of things already in mind to do for not Random Active Crafting. I'm sorry, unnamed server. That's because I already got a lot of things in mind to do for an unnamed server. And so I've been working on that, working on getting my spawn home done, getting the entrance done. I need to get the Japanese terrace rice fields done. I want to get the Jaden Max Industrial District done. I got a lot of things I want to do on that server. That I've already got planned out, already got the ideas in mind, so I'm getting to work on those things. In addition, I got a few projects I want to get done random acts of crafting. However, with that, as well as a Creeperland, well, Creeperland I'm a little further along, but random acts of crafting and the mine crushing, I still have to get a lot of materials and stuff just to begin some of the projects I want to do on those servers. On both of those, mine crushing and random acts, I got an idea of what I want to do, like for the first project. I just haven't been able to get the materials together to actually start on those projects. So those things I haven't been able to upload content for those just because I'm still in the process of getting that stuff together. Keep in mind, with the baby on hand, I am basically, a lot of my videos lately, like Time Warp is an excellent example where I recorded that in like 5-10 minute increments. Basically, I would record 5 minutes here and then go away for a day and go back and record another 5-10 minutes. A couple of times I did mention the time difference, the fact that at one point I said I'd been away for a couple of days. In actuality, In that video, if you go back and watch Time Warp, every time I say I'll be back in a moment, in actuality, I was gone for at least an hour. Doing various things, burping the baby, feeding the baby, changing diapers, uh, knocking off for the day, going away, coming back the next day. And I was certain that video, when I put it together, I was certain the video would be obvious. That's why I called it Time Warp and had that little section in the middle. I thought it'd be obvious that there was so much time between cuts. Fortunately, it did go together pretty well. I was able to edit the video in such a way that it's, to me anyway, it wasn't readily visible. I had some good comments from it. So I'll probably be doing more videos like that. Matter of fact, I already have most of an episode of Random Acts of Crafting recorded, but it's basically all the same thing, where I recorded a part, had to go away, recorded a part, had to go away. I basically want to record one more section that will tie everything together, and then edit it all into one episode, and then release that. Um, Kind of having some trouble figuring out how to get across here. And I'm going to need to dig in for the night. Let me get around here, and definitely won't be digging into the sand here. I'm going to dig into the dirt on the other side there. Let's see, and then sleeping away the night here, and doing that. So anyway, that's the story behind that. Oh, I forgot. I've been forgetting to eat. I'm about ready to starve to death too. Let's see, I'm going to dig in for the night here, and you don't need to watch me get into bed. I'm going to have something to eat, and then I'll catch you in the morning. Later. Good morning, good morning. Just having me some breakfast here, and getting ready to continue on our journey, and continue our little discussion here about what's been going on. That was not, by the way, that was not an example of a time where I said I'd be back in a moment and they went away. Actually, today, right now, the wife and child are sleeping, and so I do got a bit of time here. It's a day off, so not a whole lot of disruptions. And he is starting to get, JL, our son, is starting to get settled down. He's about a month and a half old now, and it's amazing to think about that. You know, it seems like just yesterday he was born. He's already a month and a half, a little more than a month and a half old, and he's starting to settle down now. He's not sleeping through the night yet, but he's not up and crying for food. Well, yeah, he wants to be fed pretty much every hour, but he's actually able to sleep a few hours if we can get him to sleep. So things are starting to settle down around here. But anyway, yeah, so the servers, like I was saying before, basically, here's to kind of, to stop my rambling and to kind of pull it all in together. We are going to, on this channel, we're going to make the unnamed server is going to be my main server from now on. That's mainly what I'm going to be recording on, building on, posting on. However, the Random Acts of Crafting is also going to be very close in terms of alternate server. The main thing is on the Random Acts of Crafting. It's going to be focused on projects. I'm going to go from one project to the next on that server, kind of what I had been doing with Shadow Rays. Shadow Rays, on the other hand, is only going to be occasional that I'm going to record on that. Right now, Shadow Rays has gotten kind of slow. A lot of my friends are no longer visiting there on a regular basis, so I've stopped going there on a regular basis. And I still go there, check on my stuff, and to mess around every once in a while. But I don't plan to. I heard that. I hear an Enderman stalking me. He's probably right underneath this mesa somewhere. I don't plan to go there and record there as often. Instead, Random Acts of Crafting is going to take up that spot in my schedule. I'm going to go there mainly to put together projects. That server is much more active than Shadow Rays in terms of people who go on there to play that I know and can talk with and communicate with. So I'm gonna do that as my main server for building projects, and hopefully get some projects, some joint projects together with those guys, and just generally have fun doing that kind of thing. The other servers, Creeperland I thought I went several times actually. Tell you the truth, I hope the Creeperland guys, and I'm sorry my voice is still going out, but I really wanted to get this episode recorded so you guys can know what's going on. Oh, cows, nice. I really want to get this episode recorded so you guys can know what's going on. But yeah, my voice is really starting to leave me. The Creeperland, so many times, and I hope you guys don't hate me for this, so many times I thought about just writing those guys and saying, sorry guys, I'm going to have to quit this server, because I just felt like I couldn't get time in my schedule to go there and play there. And unlike Random Acts of Crafting and Unnamed server, it's not a server where I feel like I have to record in order to meet a quota or anything. It's just a bunch of guys messing around. Some of those guys do have YouTube channels now, but there's no, like with the Unnamed server, there's the actual quota that, they want guys to be recording there on a regular basis, which is the other reason why I've been continuing to release content there. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Oh, there's some coal and iron. Do I want that? I didn't come out here for iron, and I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it behind, because there'll be opportunities for more stuff like that. I am, while I'm here, going to kill some pigs, because I got lots of pigs back home, so I'm not worrying about killing off all the cattle as far as the pigs are concerned, anyway. And this is a place I need to come back to do some caving. I bet there's some dungeons down there. Yeah, moo to you too. Anyway, yeah, so I did think about a lot about quitting the Creeperland, but I do like playing there. I like those guys. Those guys are a lot of fun. That haunted house project that I worked on with, I can't remember his name now, but I have to go look at my notes, see who I worked on that with. That was a fun project to work on something like that with somebody else. And he's actually given me that house, which I haven't gone back. I don't think I even replied to him yet. Oh, birch forest, cool. I don't think I even replied to him yet. So, but I do want that house. And so I already have some plans, because I don't have a spawn build yet. So that would be my spawn build, and I have an idea of what I'm going to sell there. So yes, I do want that house. So Creeperland people, that old haunted house is mine. Leave it out or I'll hunt you. Leave it alone or I'll hunt you. And so that's what's going on with Creeperland. I have been getting on and not recording some work I've done on my main house there. Mainly because I have a lot of digging and mining to do for that house right now. So usually I'm really tempted to finish off those trees. I'm really tempted to finish off those trees, but no, keep moving. We don't need to carry a bunch of birch. So yeah, so that's what's going on there. Mine crushing vanilla. I'm still working on that. What to do about that? Basically, I still haven't done much of anything. I haven't been able to gather resources, and the same. Haven't even considered dropping that server, just because the server was started and is owned by a friend who we've been on several servers together, and there's no way I'd want to abandon him after he just made his own server. So I do want to play on there. I know, Mystical, you've been wanting me to be on that server with you more, and I'm sorry I haven't been on there. Just been very busy. But I do want to continue playing. I know what I'm going to do on that server. I'm going to basically rebuild the treehouse. The server is actually based on the same... Yes! There we go. Dark oak. That's what I was looking for right there. Oh, I'm going to get one of these guys over here. Cool, we got mushrooms, got large mushrooms. Do I want to break one of these guys down? No, I think I'm going to leave it there, but I am going to take one of these trees. Get saplings from that. So yeah, no, I do know what I want to do. Oh, do I have? I don't think I have any pumpkins either. Let me take some of you guys back with me too. Oh, great. There we go. Hold on, I'll be right back. I gotta check on something. Okay, I'm back. My FPS suddenly shot way up, so usually that happens when Fraps turns off for some reason. So I had to make sure Fraps was still recording. It is, but I was running low on disk space, so I deleted some old files and that. But it didn't take too long. It's not the next day or anything like that. So I'm taking down this tree just because, it's going to take me a while from saplings to grow a new tree. So I figured let me go ahead and take down one tree and break up the leaves from that, and that way I can get the saplings and take that back and grow up a whole new forest close to my home. Now that'd be cool. Let's take the rest of this down. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I keep taking these breaks and then I forget what I was talking about. What is it? Oh yeah. Mine crushing vanilla. So I do want to get back on that. The problem is with UHC mode on, it takes, and we do have UHC mode on mine crushing vanilla. It slows down the gameplay. And when you're talking about only having maybe 10, 15 minutes to play at a time, I'm like, well, do I want to spend that 10 or 15 minutes tiptoeing through a cave trying to put together enough resources to build a house? Or do I want to spend those 15 minutes, say, finishing off the tunnel on the unnamed server, or gathering up a bunch of resources very quickly on the random acts of crafting server? And so I've been putting off mine crushing vanilla. And I talked to Mystical about that. He knows. He actually came by. I was on a couple of days ago just to see what I could do in the 5-10 minutes I had, which wasn't much. But he did come by and give me some some potions, which I really appreciate. So I do want to get back and play on that, especially with the potions. Should make it easier for me to do so. Okay, here we go. Uh, what? What the what? I went to sleep inside this little mushroom house and came and woke outside it. Okay, there we go. So the thing with mine crushing, we have been talking about it, and the plan right now is to keep the UHC mode on until we defeat the Ender Dragon. I'm hoping I can be there for that because I have yet to actually defeat the Ender Dragon, to even fight the Ender Dragon. So hopefully I'll be in on that. Hopefully we can do that when that comes. Anyway, this is a dark oak biome. What is it called officially? Roofed forest biome. I've been calling it dark oak biome. It's a roof forest biome, which I like this idea of having a biome where the trees grow really close together, so thick that it gets really dark inside. This one is kind of porous. There's some other trees and stuff breaking it up, so I don't see anything spawning in here, but it's supposed to be so dark things could actually spawn in there, which is cool. I do like that mushrooms grow someplace else. Giant mushrooms can grow someplace else other than just on a mushroom biome. The mushroom island. Anyway, let me see. So that's basically, that's a summary of what's going on with all the servers I'm playing on right now. I hope I didn't leave anything out. As far as this series goes, there's no change. It's just like you see it now. This is where I go when I want to talk about general channel related stuff that's not related to one specific server. I'll come here to do that. While I do so, I will be playing this. I will be doing the Let's Play thing, but this is more of a blog, just to let you guys know what's going on in the life of Jaden Max and his family, what's going on with the server, what you can expect in the future. As far as releasing content, oh cool, plains. That's usually where horses appear. To let you know what you can expect in the future of this channel, I'm going to continue trying to post 1 or 2 videos a week. It's Monday today, and that's usually my day off. And so I try to get on, record enough video for a few episodes, and then release them during the week. Hopefully, things in my schedule will kind of clear up gradually over the next few months. It won't happen immediately or even really soon, but things should start clearing up eventually. When they do, I will try to put out more content regularly. I do want to put out an actual schedule. The trend on the unnamed server right now for all the guys playing on it seems to be that they're kind of thinking about actual schedules. The way a lot of the other YouTubers tend to do, the more established guys do, say, okay, on this day I'm going to put up this video, another day I'm going to put up a video from this series. We're starting to think in that way, and I think that's a good idea. The problem is my schedule right now, I can't really commit to that. And I apologize for you guys. Hopefully we'll be able to get that way someday. So we'll see. We'll see how that works. I'm kind of disappointed. No horses. I want some horses. I'm tired of walking. I'm so tired of walking. That's the thing. Since horses were introduced, everyone's spoiling for some horses. There used to be a day, I remember a day back in Minecraftia where you didn't have horses. We had to go everywhere on foot or the back of a pig. Yeah. Oh, oh, you see that? You see that out there? Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Oh, those are horses. And they're some beautiful horses, too. And you know what? In that forest, I managed to get me an apple. That's going to help. If it doesn't, I'll look for some reeds. The problem is, I still don't have a lasso. I think I'm going to have to go back to that swamp and get a lasso because I don't have a lasso. I don't have a saddle. I know the horses are here now. That's good. And there's only 3, unfortunately. Man. I could pin these guys in, make sure they don't wander away. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. I'm going to leave you guys here. And you know what? I think I'm going to wrap up this episode right here with these guys. The next episode, I'm going to go down, do some caving, hopefully find a dungeon, because in a dungeon there's often saddles and stuff. And come back and see if I can find a dungeon underground. I can come back and get those horses. So let me go down there. I'll make a hidey hole while I do the outro. And also let you know that I will be back doing regular episodes of everything eventually. I'm not going to leave you guys high and dry, and I'm not planning to stop anytime soon. I know that tends to be the case with some of these channels. I love making these videos. Even if I had 0 subscribers, I would still be making these videos just because I enjoy them so much. So you guys can expect to see more content from me. Just right now, it's just, I have good reasons for not getting more content. You know what? I thought I could spend an episode exploring this cave, but apparently I just explored the whole thing in the last 30 seconds. I'm sure there's some more stuff around here, so I'll get to that in the next video. I'm going to go ahead and wall this off as kind of, I don't know, like some sort of large hidey hole kind of thing. And we'll get back to that, do some more exploring with this later in another episode. Also, I'm breaking 30 subscribers. I am starting to think about what I will do if I ever get to like 50 subscribers. So that's something. If I can hit 50 subscribers, I will do something. Probably some sort of thing where I take a lid off of the kind of the behind the scenes magic, if you will, of how I do these videos. Anyway, if you like this video, please give me a like. A subscribe, of course, is welcome, so I can get to that 50 magic 50 subscribers number. Also, anything you can to help my channel. Check me out on Twitter. I've been more active on Twitter lately than I had in the past. Also, I will be getting a Twitch account soon, which with this new 1347E snapshot that I'm playing in right now, I do have access to Twitch. I believe it's right here, broadcast settings. I don't have a Twitch account yet, so I can't use Twitch right now. But once I do get a Twitch account, I will be doing some live streaming. My first live stream will be from the Random Acts of Crafting server. It'll be the building of my spawn home there. So check that out. Check all those things out. I will be tweetering that out when the time comes. Anyway, this is Jaden Max, and I will play you again later. Bye. Okay, here I am back in my forward operating base, and I got a visitor with an enchanted bow. I want that bow. Give me that bow. There we go, there we go. Okay, come on, please drop the bow. Oh well. Okay, so anyway, yeah, I got some work to do. I don't want to get too much down here, because the way I'm doing this server is, I'm not going to do it like a straight let's play like I do my... Oh, I did get the bow. What did I get? Power 2, that's not too bad.